Hey everybody, HMV here, playing some Kerbal Space Program version 1.0. All the mods I wanted to get this thing running are up. Look, we've got terrain scatter on. I am mostly just going to play. I'm not gonna waste your time and tell you all the stuff I'm going to do. I'm actually going to do some of it. First of all, though, I started a normal game. I cut all my funds away and I removed, well, not removed, I lowered reputation penalties down to 10%. So I find reputation one of the more annoying things in the game, so I removed it from the game. 1.0 is cool. You don't have to do those distance and altitude things anymore. You just get them, which is awesome. So we're going to take a couple contracts because I lowered my money to 0. I have to accept some contracts in order to build something. So we're going to say launch a vessel, and we're going to say gather scientific data from Kerbin. I think we can probably take care of that in our first launch. The main thrust of this game, this first foray into the game here, is going to be to complete contracts. And if that sounds boring, don't worry, because I've added some new contracts that aren't in the actual game using the contract configurator mod, and I'm excited about that. I'm also excited that this thing tells me, hey, by the way, there's a parachute on your first stage, and you got to do that. We got Kerbal Engineer, makes me happy. It's telling me I got 636 meters per second. This thing is crazy at 9.19 thrust to weight, so I'm going to dial the thrust to weight down to about 2-ish, and I think it's fitting for the newest member of our space program, Valentina Kerman, to be the pilot on this vessel. And we are going to not even name this thing, we're just going to launch it. And before we do anything, Valentina is going to take a crew report here. Oh, no, she's not. She's going to click on the new, there we go, we're going to lock this right here. We're going to do a crew report. We're going to keep it. We're going to do an EVA report. Oh, it still doesn't tell me I can do an EVA report from the air. Gotta submit that as a bug. Let's go ahead and keep that data. Hop back in. Oh, can't hit F to hop back in. That's a new thing. It's still telling me there's an EVA report because she didn't get it on the ground. She's not going to because she won't be able to get back in her ship. So we are going to turn on the computer. We're going to hit the space bar, and we're going to crank this thing over a little bit because we don't want to land back on the launch pad, and there isn't very much room in this thing for fuel, so we're not going to be spending very much time in the air here. Valentina is totally digging this. She just got a world record. We're probably only going to get that one world record. I don't think, unless we get another speed record. We are definitely not going to, yep, 300 meters per second. We're not going to get any altitude or distance records because we're just not going far enough. She does not have the engineer on her ship here because we didn't put the engineer pod on. Oh, we just got the distance record. Sweet. I guess we'll see if I don't know what the next one is, but all these are worth money, which is really important right now for us. I don't see any terrain scatter. I know I have turned it on, and I saw some in the Space Center view, but okay, let's go ahead and hit the chute. Oh, I love the shaky cam, and I love that the chutes open slowly now. You'll notice that the chute is not going to open at 500 meters. It's going to open at about 250. I did a module manager config file that sets the chutes to open up automatically at about 7,000 meters and then open up fully at about 250 meters, just to make things go a little bit quicker. And also because I found out, oh, there's some grass. Also because I found out that, see, she should be able to, oh, wait, she can't do a crew report. Go ahead and hop out to do this EVA report, but take the data out of the pod. I forgot to do that. And I also love that they fixed that. Let's go ahead and do a crew report here. Let's hop out to do another EVA report. They fixed that. Oh, I'm glad that she fell out the first time. Sorry, I keep getting distracted. They fixed that when you right-click a pod to say take the data out of it, it used to you used to have to do it twice, and there was no reason to do it twice. It was just there. Oh, by the way, new flag, HMV, love it. Okay, Valentina. Oh, we can't see the Space Center from here, sadly, but we do get the nice mountains. And let's go ahead and recover Valentina. She gained an XP, which is awesome. Didn't really get anything for it. See, look at all, we can see all this ground scatter, but there was nothing over there when we did the thing. Let's go ahead and recover this. This is where the good stuff comes. 9.4 science. We got 27 total. We got 105 grand, which a lot of people complain about, but you do have to upgrade buildings and stuff. So, you know, I suppose it's probably a wash. But anyway, we got all these contracts. We're just going to throw them away because we don't really care about them. And it's moving on to the next ship. And by the next ship, I of course mean the next contracts. We need to go higher, we need to go farther, and we need to go faster. And we also need to investigate the island airfield. I'm actually going to hold off on this for a little bit because I want to do this with a plane. So, you know, that's going to be a thing. But so let's go and try to escape the atmosphere, and why not? Let's orbit Kerbin at the same time. We only can get 2 contracts here. Let's go ahead and build a ship that should be able to orbit Kerbin. And we're going to take this away because we don't really care about it. And oh, you know what else we need? We need to upgrade our facilities. And here's something new in 1.0 that you can see the entire tech tree. I'm not a big fan of the way they've ordered the tech tree, but I do like that you can see the whole thing. We're going to need decouplers. So I'm just gonna buy these right now. We're going to research it and take care of that. That's another thing I said. In normal mode, you get all these things for free. We're going to research this, and we're just going to buy these 2 things. I'm not going to buy this yet, just in case we don't need it. And we can buy one more node, and it's this one. The question is, do we want radial chutes and do we want heat shields? I think the answer to both of those things is yes. So let's go ahead and research them. Yeah, let's go ahead and research heat shields. Let's go ahead and research these. The bay I don't think we need yet. And let's go back here. And we're going to build us a ship that can get at least 4,000 meters per second. I think that'll be enough to get us into... to get us returned from space. Now, what else do we have here? We've got some science now that we can do. We've got the materials, the Science Junior, and the Mystery Goo. I think we're going to just purchase this Science Junior. And we are going to take the Science Junior and 2 Mystery Goos up into space. That's the plan. And what we're going to do here is we are going to do this. And then we are going to do this. Oops, science. We're going to put the Mystery Goos on here. I think that'll be enough. We are going to, you know what? We're going to send the engineer up on this flight. Because I'm going to show you another mod I have installed of my own mods. So we're not going to put the engineer on there. We are going to. I'm afraid about 1 parachute, to be honest. So let's go ahead and put 2 parachutes on there. I'm sorry, 3 parachutes. That way, if one of them burns up, we still have 2 more. Redundancy. That's the call of the day here. Let's go ahead and we only have 1 fuel tank available to us, so let's go ahead and do this. We do have a single engine, which is just terrible. I feel like I should put more fuel tanks on to make up for the fact that that engine's so tiny or so huge. This is going to give us $13.99. Okay, that's fair. Let's go ahead and toss one of these on here. And then let's actually do this. Toss this out of the way. Let's go ahead and double these. How are we doing as far as thrust to weight here? Let's do that. Thrust to weight is a little bit low. Or a little bit high, I'm sorry. Oops, I didn't want to. Let's try to add 4 more of these. What do we got? Thrust to weight still a little high off the launch pad. We can deal with it, but I think we should take advantage of it instead and add more fuel. There we go, 3520. That might get us into orbit, but it's going to be close. I think that we would benefit from a little bit of extra off the launch here by researching these better. Oh wait, we're over the part count, aren't we? I forgot about the part count. We could upgrade, and I think I'm going to. That's too high of a thrust to weight. It does get us to the 4,000 that I wanted. Yeah, but we have more tons and more parts, and we're taller. You know what we could do? We're 6 parts over. I would kind of like to do this with what we have. Tell you what, let's do. Let's play around a little bit here. I'll be back. I'm gonna move this around and change. Like, I'm gonna keep the same amount of fuel, but I'm going to move some of these up to the top and see if that gives us more than 3520. Yeah, not a lot more. Not a lot more. We could toss the goo. That gives us about 100. We could lose the Science Junior. Which would, honestly, that'd be kind of sad, losing the Science Junior. We could lose the Science Junior and instead bring 2 goo, like this. Of course, that'll put us over 30 parts again. Or we could just do this for the joy of it. I can almost definitely get this into orbit. How much does a goo weigh? Yeah, you know what? I think we could do this. I think we could probably do 4 goos? How about 3? 3 goos. And then we're going to have to do the upgrade to allow... oh, wait, we can't do 3 goos. Although, honestly, I'm pretty confident with this. Okay, let's do that. We'll do the upgrade to allow the person to get out, and then we can collect these out in space, is the idea. So we are going to save this ship. We're actually going to call this Orbiter 1. And we're going to save this ship. We are going to exit out. And as we go to the astronaut complex, I'm going to tell you guys, go ahead and submit your names to be Kerbals. But here's the rule. Here is the rule. The name you submit, exactly, letter for letter, is the name I'm going to put in here, and whatever occupation it gives you, that's what you're going to be. So if you want to make sure that you're a pilot or an engineer or a scientist, edit your save file with your name in it and make sure that it's the right name. I will put anything in there that is reasonable. I'm not going to put swear words or anything like that, but I'll do that. And we might have to figure out how to get by the next higher thing. I just don't know exactly how well that's going to happen. But anyway, so that's that. But we do want to upgrade so that Kerbals can disembark anywhere but on Kerbin. And then we've only got $63,000 left, so let's go ahead and launch our Orbiter 1. It is not going to be Jeb. Bill is going, because Bill is an engineer and he doesn't need the engineer part. However, there's something interesting. I just turned on SAS. That's another mod. I've actually made my own mod. It gives everybody engineer ability. It gives engineers pilots ability. So scientists can do engineer stuff. Engineers can do engineer stuff. Pilots can do engineer stuff, and engineers can do pilot stuff. So engineers and pilots are actually the same. Remember that when you're doing your thing. Now, I'm not going to do a mystery goo observation here. I'm going to do one in space, one in high atmosphere, and one in just flying. So we're going to launch before we do anything. And I am going to, in 3, 2, 1, launch. And there we go. Oh, I love those smoke effects. Those are awesome. Okay, now we're going to do a mystery goo observation. And we're going to keep this data. And we're going to tilt over. This guy does not have much control authority. We're going to tilt over about 5 degrees here. And, yeah, this is all new atmosphere. This is a whole new ball game here. We can do a crew report now, so let's go ahead and keep this data. We'll get the other crew report in space, then we'll get one coming down to get high atmosphere crew report. Yeah, this is a whole new ball game. There is nothing similar about this game to the way Kerbal Space Program was prior. Hey, we just got another altitude record. Prior to 1.0. You'll notice I'm doing a kind of an actual gravity turn here. I am manually doing this gravity turn, but that's just because it's pretty scary, to be honest. With no tail fins, your ship can get out of control very quickly. Now, what I'm doing is I'm watching this apoapsis here, and when I get to the apoapsis of about 20, I want to be at about 40 degrees, and I'm already behind that, but that's okay. Being a little bit higher isn't that big of a deal. It will keep us from experiencing more drag with these mystery goos out here. But I definitely am getting close to the end of the... Oh, I almost flipped over. I'm getting close to the end of the high atmosphere here, which is nice. We're already at 40 kilometers, so I definitely want to tilt over. I think it's safe now that we're over 25. Oh, it is not safe. Okay, let's do a mystery goo observation here. Keep this data. Oh my God, Bill, what are you doing? This is just terrible. We can't do an EVA report right now. Okay, I think we have control of our ship again, but this might have killed our chances of reaching orbit. We do have an apoapsis of 50, which is pretty nice. It all depends on if we wasted too much fuel. Okay, 74 kilometers. We're going to leave it at that. We do have 700 meters per second. I think that's enough to get this up here. Go ahead and go EVA. Let's go ahead and take this EVA report here. Upper atmosphere, that's pretty awesome. Let's go ahead and get back on the ship, though, before you die. We'll collect the mystery goo when we're out here. Oh, another thing we want to do is let's EVA. Let's collect the data. Now we can do a crew report. Keep it. EVA, might as well get the data again. And there we go. Now we're coasting up through the atmosphere here. We have, look at all these contracts, 13 contracts. That's all those distance records and stuff. That's going to be a ton of money. But let's go ahead and we don't need to worry too much about anything here. Oh, I hope I reach orbit. I think I will. I brought enough extra for you. In a perfect launch, you should, let's go ahead and mystery goo here. In a perfect launch, you should be able to EVA report from Kerbin's water. Keep that data. Let's collect everything out of here. I don't remember what I was what I was just saying, but oh, in a perfect world, you should be able to reach orbit with about 35, give or take. Oh wow, my apoapsis is really high. Let's go ahead and let's get our periapsis above 70. 50, 60, 70. Okay, we have reached orbit. We are going to leave it at that. Okay, now we're going to do some EVA reports, and I'm going to do these. I'm going to do these off camera. You've seen this before. We're going to collect the data out of here. I'm also going to take the data out of the mystery goo containers. Store this in the pod. There we go. Okay. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to do all this off camera where I take the EVA reports from all the little areas to make sure I get all the ones around the equator here, and then I will be back when that is done. Okay, I've got most of the EVA reports. A lot of them are giving me alerts, and then by the time I get out of the ship, they're gone, like that one. So I'm just time warping around here. I'm going to go to about opposite this little ocean here. And then we're going to burn our periapsis down to about 15 or 20 or so. I got to turn off that auto warp thing. That's going to be really annoying. Hopefully I have enough fuel to do this. But we'll find out, right? Let's go ahead and turn on, not RCS. Let's aim ourselves retrograde. We're just going to burn out our tanks or get our periapsis down. We can't even click on the periapsis. That's hilarious. But we're going to burn our periapsis down at least within the atmosphere. And about to 20. Don't want to do too much because we don't want to kill Bill. Okay, and we're basically ballistic now. Another mod I have, it's a module manager config. It returns the physics significance to whatever you call these things. Let me kick this off. There we go. To the heat shield. Thank you. That physics significance, these are for some reason marked as physics-less parts. And what that means that they do is they have weight, but they transmit their weight into the thing they're attached to. this is good for things like batteries and solar panels and little dinky things. It saves the physics engine from having to calculate those things. Let's go ahead and speed up time a little bit and turn on fine controls. It's good for things like that, but it's bad for things like heat shields because heat shields are heavy, and you want the center of mass of your ship to be as far forward as possible so that when you're going through the atmosphere, this stays forward. That's very important in this game, that the heat shield stays forward. Otherwise, you get in some serious trouble. So if you make it physicsless, it actually puts the mass of this thing in the center of mass of the ship, and then people's ships were flipping around and having all kinds of problems. So that's a module manager config. It'll be, obviously, as everything, linked to in my show notes page on the forums. But before that, you should definitely have that. That's also something that's going to be fixed in 1.1 whenever it comes out. There's Minmus, I believe, or my stuff. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think that's Minmus. Maybe it's my spent engine. I honestly don't know. I mean, it's moving at about the same speed the moon's moving, so I'm going to assume it's a Minmus. Okay, we're low enough in the atmosphere now. So you see, I just turned off the SAS, and the airflow around the capsule is actually keeping it moving forward. And here comes our heat. We've got 200 ablator in here, and now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think we actually need this for this kind of a re-entry, but oh well. But it looks like we're actually going to be kind of close to Kerbal Space Center, which is pretty cool. We're at least going to make it to the land. Now, we are kicking off ablator, so I'm gonna say that it was worth it. We're definitely not going to do an EVA report, but we can do a crew report here, because we can do another one when we reach the ground. And I could actually pull the chute right now if I wanted to, because I have it tweaked to only open at 0.25 pressure, which is about 7 kilometers off the sea level, and actually open up at 250. That's for contracts involving tourists, which we'll come up with later. They can't pull their own chutes, so you have to pull them in space. So I'm just going to pull the chute. Notice it didn't go, and then when we get to about 8,000 meters here, the chute's actually going to start slowing us down, and we'll come down to a nice easy landing. Notice I am still, oh no, not still at time warp. So we'll crank up time warp, although, something, yeah, so that had to have been Minmus, because, let me turn off the ambient light a little bit here so we can all enjoy the show. Yeah, we're coming in just east, or just west, I'm sorry, of Kerbal Space Center. Not too shabby, really, when it comes down to it. I don't know where my thing landed, but there's the moon. Yeah, and that's Minmus up there, right there. We'll be going there eventually on this thing when a contract tells us to, because that's the call of the day is we don't do something unless we're getting paid for it. There's our chute opening, 250 meters off the ground. Looks like kind of a garbagey area to land on, but I'm going to turn on the SAS here to hopefully hold us upright, and then I'll let it kind of settle itself. At the very worst, we'll roll down to the bottom of the hill here. But Bill has done very well, getting his pilot star. I think he's gonna be the first guy who actually gets a star because he made orbit. And there we go. I think we can turn this off. Yeah, we're fine. Okay, Bill, do your EVA report. Flying over the Highlands. Let's collect everything out of here, and then store it all. Now take your EVA report from here. Get on back on the ship, and let's bring you home. 138.5 science total. That's pretty awesome. We got all this data, which is awesome. We got some of our money back, which isn't as big of a deal as everything else because we got 50 grand now. And Bill is level 1. He is our first level 1 guy, and we got plenty of rep for that, which is fine. We didn't get any rep for that, but we got plenty of rep for other things. Let's warp till daytime. Hey, it's a daytime. Okay, let's spend some of this science now. Okay, our next goal. Actually, let's find out what our next goal is, because, like I said, we only do things we're getting paid for. We could ferry a VIP. These are low cost fairly easy things. Suborbital flight, those are pretty easy to do. I could actually just send all 3 of these people on a suborbital flight and just get it done with. We could fly by the moon, which sounds pretty fun. We could perform visual surveys of Kerbin. We could explore the moon. We lost out on the go to the, what do you call it? The thing. I hope it'll come back. Yeah, I think first, actually, what we're going to do here, we're going to upgrade. Because we want what do you call it? Maneuver nodes. I refuse to play the game without maneuver nodes. I'm sorry. So now what do we got? I think we're gonna send these 3 VIPs up and bring them back down in their capsules. I think that's something that's very easy to do. It'll make us some money and it'll be fun, and then we can just check that off of our list. So we're going to ferry this VIP, ferry this VIP. Ferry this VIP. They're all going to just go up into orbit. We'll test an RT-10 at the thing. That's easy. Radial mount parachute in flight over Kerbin. Pretty high, kind of slow. I think we're going to skip out on that contract. I don't want to do that contract. We have 4 contracts. We're going to probably do Moon next time, but I think we're going to finish this off by doing just this ferry the people up sort of thing. So what do we want for ferrying people up? We probably want, well, we're going to want a bigger rocket because we're going to want 3 command pods on this rocket. This sort of, the swivel engine is going to probably come in pretty handy, as will the bigger fuel tank. So let's just go ahead and get that. We still got 118 science. Tail fins, probably not a bad idea, but honestly, I don't think we need them right now. Bigger fuel tanks is good. This engine is fantastic in space, and I think it's basically a must-buy. We still have 73, so we can't get anything up here. We could get the launch stability enhancer. Not a big deal. We could get struts. Not a huge deal, to be honestly. We could get this decoupler for some reason, even though we have no parts that are that big. That's kind of an annoying thing for me, to be honest. Why do I say to be honest? Probe core. Actually, a probe core is pretty darn important. So let's go ahead and just buy this probe core. Batteries are a pretty good deal, too. And I think next is probably we're going to have to buy solar panels, but we don't have the science for it. So we're going to back out. And I'm going to make this ship. Again, we're gonna try for probably, we don't need this much because all we need is suborbital. I think all we need is, if we just shoot straight up, so maybe $2,000 of things. Maybe I'll make a test ship, a small test ship. Let's do this on air. We're gonna make this Stay Putnik ship, wherever it is. There it is. We are going to just build the smallest thing we can. And actually, will this do it? This has $2,000. It also has way too much thrust to weight. So let's knock the thrust to weight down to 1.4, which is where we like. We're gonna test this thing by shooting it straight up. We probably, where's the center of mass on this guy? And where's the center of mass when he's empty? Yeah, we don't actually have any tail fins is the thing. We could make our own tail fins like this. That really cuts into the thrust to weight, though. Let's go ahead and just try this. We're going to try to shoot this thing straight up and see what it does. Okay, 3, 2, 1, launch. I have to manually make sure this thing stays straight. Shouldn't be too hard because we're going straight up. I just want to see if $2,000 is enough with 1.4 thrust to weight to start with. What do we get a contract for? Oh, we tested the solid fuel booster. That's funny. I didn't even realize I was doing that. Okay, we're starting to tilt over. Oh, this guy has no command control authority. So this was a wasted effort. We also might be in a little bit of trouble here. Okay, good. He's flipping over again, at least. Yeah, I didn't realize that the Stay Putnik, not only does it not have the SAS ability, I forgot it doesn't have reaction wheels. Not a big deal. Eventually we're going to run out of fuel. Let's go ahead and crank up the time warp. Okay, good. It's gonna miss everything, which is important. And see, we learned something important. If we had the three VIPs up there, that would have been a bad thing. Oh, investigate the pyramids. Yeah, see, these are just going to pop up, I guess. And it expires in 4 days. I don't know why the other one just vanished. I hope it comes back. That would be very sad if it didn't come back. Okay, let's make a new test ship here. Yeah, let's see, how much did this cost us? This cost us $880, if you can call it that. We need, let's just try this and see what it looks like here. We want the swivel, so we're just going to buy it. We're going to be using this all freaking game. This is, yeah, see, it's already more money. But let's put 3 fuel tanks and this. That's about 2,000, and now we'll have control. So let's go ahead and launch this guy. I don't want to be going too fast here because of that. Yeah, he just is not going to. Yeah, we need to be aerodynamic, and there's just not going to happen here. So that's an interesting thing. So maybe we'll have to send 4 people up. We'll have to actually send a pilot up. So there's valuable stuff learned here. So I'm going to pause while I make a ship that'll send 4 people into orbit, and I will be right back. Okay, here's the ship. It's got 4 command pods. Jeb should be in one of these 2. I think this one. Actually, no, he'll probably be in this one. Ideally, these 2 parachutes will be enough to bring this whole thing down. Each pair has their own heat shield, and we've got over $4,000, so we could actually get this thing into orbit if we wanted to. And honestly, I think that's possibly. Why are we wasting money? I'm actually starting to think that maybe we could save a lot of money on this thing and just do that. I'm wondering if we even need this engine. Huh. Okay, tell you what. There, I just made the ship a ton simpler. Wow, that's amazing. I didn't realize it was that high. These guys all had monoprop in them, and using the report down here, which was very nice of the game to give us that, I removed the monoprop, and it gave me like $1,000 of extra delta V, which is awesome. This guy has too high of a thrust to weight, which is also awesome. This is the swivel liquid fuel engine, which is going to give us command and control authority. Let's go ahead and save this, and hopefully not kill these people. Okay, let's make sure Jeb is where I think he is. It is very important that Jeb be where I think he is. Okay, he is. Let's go ahead and turn on SAS. Let's throttle this thing down to about here. We still don't have an engineer report. I probably should have made it. What can we take? An EVA report? No, we can't really do that. This isn't for science. So let's go ahead and warp settings. We'll just turn that off right for now. And in 3, 2, 1, launch. Okay, our thrust away wasn't as high as I thought it was. That's right, because I was looking at vacuum thrust away. Not a big deal. We're still doing pretty well as far as this is concerned. But yes, Cathrice Steelinen and Elena, Elina, or I think it's Elena. The Kerman sisters here all wanted to come up. They don't look like they're really enjoying themselves. I'm going to leave it on them like this. They don't really look to be enjoying themselves, but hey, what are you going to do? Hopefully we're going to get suborbital. I think we will. Just by thrusting perfectly straight up. $2,000 should be enough to do it. I mean, we're traveling 600. Hopefully we'll be going 700 by the time the fuel runs out. We're already out of the thick atmosphere. There goes that. Let's check our apoapsis. 41. Well, this was a failure. Actually, that was a mistake. That was a terrible mistake. Although the chutes are done. So with any luck, we'll stay within 21. We'll stay within 21 meters of each other, 21 kilometers of each other. I would rather have Jeb live than anybody else. I kind of wish that these people were going roughly the same speed we were. Okay, we're falling back down. We are, tell you what, I'm going to target this ship so we can see it here. Yeah, we're never going to be more than a kilometer away. I'm more concerned about the spent stage here crashing into Kerbal Space Center than anything else. This was their free test flight. Oh, that's pretty cool. I think that's going to be the that's going to be the thing. Okay, the thing crashed here, so that's fine. Okay, now it's just a quick ride down. This is going to end the... oh, we can do a crew report. Might as well do that. This is going to be the end of the episode. The next episode, we will put a little bit more beef on the rocket and get these guys into space so that they pay us. And then we're going to be heading to the moon because that's what the contracts say to do. I'm not going to do any of the contracts in the anomaly surveyor until we get plane parts. But then we're going to be hitting all of those on Kerbin, and then also all the ones elsewhere as well. Now their chute should open up here as they get closer to the ground. There's their chute open. Here's our chute open. Oh, now that's just cool. Boom! Everybody's safe. But anyway, hope you enjoyed watching this. I definitely enjoyed playing it. I'm looking forward to doing more. I'm HMV, and I will, as always, talk at you later.